All right, what's up, guys and girls? Hopefully y'all are doing good. I'm making this video just explaining some things, testing new stuff, and um, unfortunately, I've decided to stop trying stuff with gas arrow. The reason why is specifically because of the interaction with flammable things, aka burning ground, trail fire, fire explosions, enemies that are ignited, and certain bosses that, if they create like if they do any sort of fire attacks or have burning degen, is just unbearable. Gas arrow is not good. Poison burst arrow could work, but the damage is, it's not strong enough. Hopefully they buff poison burst arrow in the future, but I've been trying to test some stuff here and there. I've been testing stuff and, trying all the sorts of skills to try and see if poison works any, like decently well or not. But currently, so far, I tried Essence Drain. Essence Drain is not bad. It's decent. There's some cool interactions with Contagion. Contagion spreads everything. So if an enemy is cursed, Contagion will spread the curse. If the enemy is poisoned, it will spread the poison, including, well, obviously the Essence Drain damage over time effect that does chaos damage per second. But yeah, the interaction is really cool. I've also tested Hex Blast with Blasphemy linked to Despair. I don't think I tested AoE scaling, but I don't know if Blasphemy gets any better, but the AoE on Blasphemy is so bad. And self-casting curses, it's alright. Like, it's nothing crazy. The clear was insane. Like, I could just one-shot monsters, I think, when I tested, but it was in a low-level zone, so Hexblast is really good for mob clear, like clearing packs of mobs, because it says 9 explosions. And anything in, so if you have 9 monsters hugging each other and you cast Hexblast, Hexblast will create like this ring, or like this little area effect. It hits them and then they all explode like dynamite. But the problem is not the clear, it's the single target. And I was trying to test, obviously I don't have the all the poison scaling, so maybe in the future this will be better, but I might come back to this character. But as of now, this character is just testing. But yeah, I'll show you the damage. Nothing crazy. We have like a 50% chance to poison, and our totem can poison. But yeah, the damage is nothing crazy, as you can tell. Like, poison concoction would do way more. The totem just helps to apply withering. But yeah, as you can see, the damage is nothing crazy. Perfect strike on the warrior is way stronger, even with a shitty weapon. Maybe you could do some better stuff with AoE, not AoE, scaling curses in the future, but I'm not too sure. But I just want to showcase how this build looks, what it feels like. But yeah, as you can see, nothing crazy, like a minute boss fight. Obviously I only have a couple nodes. Eventually, if I grab this and then grab these poison nodes and then go Pathfinder for double poison, the problem is, how do I poison enemies up to the max capacity, which with this, and the one support gem, or comorbidity, I believe it's called, it allows you to get 4 stacks, but with Pathfinder it will be 8. But getting 8 stacks is really difficult, especially if you don't have poisons that last a significant amount of time. Currently, the skill tree, the tooltip on the skill says my poisons last about, should be somewhere in here, down here. Chance to poison lasts 1.5, but it doesn't calculate all the stuff. It calculates the stuff on the trait, but it does not calculate things like in your support gem slots. So currently my poisons are probably like around less than a second, because here we have 20% less duration of supported skills and damaging ailments they inflict, so 20% less there. And if I was using comorbidity, it would be even less. But yeah, and then obviously the Pathfinder, 35% less poison duration. So you would need something that hits really fast, the duration of the poison significantly longer, and I'm not too sure how to scale that, but yeah, with Hex Blast and the activation, because I was trying to test some Unleash stuff with Hex Blast and some Spell Echo, but it doesn't work the way you would think it would work, because after Hex Blasting an enemy with a curse, it has to reinitiate that curse. But like when you're casting a curse, for example, like there's like a ring that applies, and then after a set amount of time the curse is actually applied. That's kind of similar how Blasphemy works. There's like an arming time, I guess would be the term, an arming speed. But yeah, it's just, maybe in the future I can make it work and then come back to this character and test some stuff, or maybe they buff certain things. But yeah, also the other thing with Blasphemy is the range is, I think I mentioned earlier, like in this video, is the AoE of Blasphemy is so bad. It's like, in comparison, it's probably like here to the chicken, or like where I'm standing to the well, like the center of the well, maybe a bit closer like this. Like it's that's how far Blasphemy goes. It actually might be even closer. I don't remember, because the AoE is really small. I hope they buff it. There is area of effect. Obviously you can grab on the tree, but it's here, and maybe this would help. This node would probably help a lot more, but it's so far away, and that's like late game. But yeah, so far I think the only good nodes, if you are doing Blasphemy, would be these ones, but those are like I said, way later. Maybe Hex Blast is something that can work when you're like level 80, and maybe with doubling curses, maybe you can like alternate curses. Because if you do Blasphemy linked with double curse, maybe you can go, or maybe like dynamites them twice, or like expose them twice. It's a lot of testing, and to test that, I obviously have to get into maps, because I need to be like level 80 to have all these points. So if I want these points specifically here, which I would path through here because I'm getting ES and evasion, path through here, grab those AoE nodes. It's actually a lot of AoE, but I don't even know if this would help significantly enough for it's 100% more AoE. And then with magnified effect, maybe it would function. I'm not so sure, but yeah, you could also grab these, and then obviously the what was I saying? You could go for double curse. Maybe the strategy with Hex Blast is to go double curse, but currently as it stands, I think the strongest poison skill on Pathfinder is Poison Concoction. But if you're someone that doesn't really want to play concoction builds, you know, Poison Burst is probably your next choice. I was thinking about doing stuff with melee, but melee requires lots of strength, and that doesn't really function because you need to go all the way over here to grab strength scaling, strength nodes. It's unfeasible. What else? I tested pretty much a lot of skills. The only skills that I didn't test, is Unearth. Well, not Unearth. Bone Cage. Unearth is like for minion summoning, but maybe there's some weird interaction that you could do. But Bone Cage, like the damage is nothing crazy. And Bone Storm to apply 8 stacks instantly, but yeah. There's no other skills that are interesting. Hex Blast is strong, but I think in order to make this actually feel really good, you would need to double curse. I think once you can double curse, maybe this, like I said, will be better. But yeah, I'll try to not repeat myself. But the Gas Arrow character is also dead. If you're wondering why I'm on this character specifically. But yeah, I'm also currently working on another build I'm testing. I'm theorizing a couple builds. This is one that is using frenzy charges, not yet, but I'm getting to the point where once I hit level 31, I'll get frenzy charges. And why frenzy charges is because of Rain of Arrows. Rain of Arrows has an effect where if it consumes a frenzy charge, it has 100% more arrows, and for every extra frenzy charge, or I think it's, I don't know if it's for every frenzy charge consumed. I don't know how this is worded specifically. It's kind of confusing. I'm not that smart, but Rain of Arrows. As you can see, the line right underneath, one arrow lands every amount of seconds. Fires 100% more arrows if a frenzy charge was consumed. Fires 50% more arrows per frenzy charge consumed. So I don't know if that is like 150% at one, or if it's like it's 100 with 1%, and then it's 150 with 2 frenzy charges. Anyways, yeah, I calculated this at level 20, and with 7 frenzy charges, this skill should have about close to 400 arrows. If you do conk effect and go crit, I think you could do some significant damage with this. And the arrows fall pretty fast. But yeah, I'm not too sure how it functions though. Maybe there's gonna be stuff where you can expand the limits with some of these skills, but I doubt that. It seems like they really want to restrict you with a lot of these skills that fall, like Firestorm and anything else that's like falling projectiles. But yeah, currently this is the tree, just damage, going for quiver stuff, but eventually I'll be pathing into here, and then Cruel Lab we'll be going into benefits from consuming frenzy charges for your skills have 50% chance to be doubled. I don't know if this is just generic doubling or it doubles certain effects of the skill, because there's 2 effects, but I'm assuming it's a 1 in 2 chance to do the whole thing. But yeah, if this skill works the way I think it does, and if my calculations are correct, and if it's about 387.5 arrows, that's really insane. I calculated the attack tooltip with each arrow, like doing the math with, so timesing the attack damage times the amount of arrows, hypothetically, if they all hit. It's about, I think it was like 35,000 attack damage, I guess would be the skill. But you could scale it even higher with crit. If you can get crit on this, oh, that would be insane single target. And then Spiral Volley is also pretty cool for clear. It just chains for every 7, or for every frenzy charge consumed, it chains once. So if you have 7 frenzy charges, it's crazy. The skill will chain 7 times, which is crazy. It shoots 25 arrows, and they chain. Yeah, anyways. It also is pretty strong, but we'll see how this skill feels. I'm more excited for Rain of Arrows. And if you're wondering how I plan on generating frenzies, there's a couple things. There's the aura. There's the frenzy aura. I forgot what it's called. Combat frenzy. So you get 1 frenzy for every time you freeze an enemy. No more than once every 2.47 seconds. Electrocuting, and pinning. But I don't know if I will be using this, to be honest. I don't know if I'll be using this, because pinning is kind of sounds awful. Electrocute sounds alright. Yeah, I'll have to test. Freezing, that's definitely not happening. Yeah, freezing is 100% not happening. But the most reliable way to generate frenzy charges is Sniper's Mark. But it's kind of annoying to use this skill, because if you crit, the mark is consumed, and when the mark is consumed, it disappears, like the mark disappears, but you get a frenzy charge, but you have to recast each time. So that's a bit of a nuisance, but this should help with maybe maintaining max charges faster. 30% chance that you would get frenzy charge, you gain up to maximum, and there's another 5% here. So yeah. In total, you can have 7 frenzy charges from the tree. But if you want to take it even further, there's maybe a vol mod, or like a vol implicit, maybe with frenzy charges. And I think snake bites. I believe snake bites has frenzies. I could be wrong. Might be. Oh no, snake bites are poison related, but I think they also have frenzy charge stuff. But I'm not too sure. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's pretty much my plan for the new character. And then there's another build I have in theory using Plasma Blast. It's a crossbow skill at level 58, I believe, and going Plasma Blast with igniting. And the way you would ignite, since there's no Stormfire ring, we would be using Avatar Fire to convert all of our damage, or like 75% of our damage to fire. We can use the War Cry, Infernal Cry, to scale even more damage against bosses significantly. Then we also have some gems. There's a gem, I forgot what it's called, I think Fire Infusion, where it's like you do more damage with fire, 25% more. You might not need to do that, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the plan in the future. And the class I might be playing on that build is Monk, so I would have to start over here, path all the way around, and then go over here, which would be interesting. I also don't know how it would feel, but I don't really want to play Mercenary, because I looked at all the ascendancies. They don't look that entertaining to me. Like the Infernalist is eh. The Gemling guy, the Gemling Legionnaire is quality and skill gems, which is like alright. And then Monk is like super tanky, lots of evasion, lots of PDR, Unbound Form, which is like 40% more elemental damage, which is just really good for igniting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, if you have any questions with the, you know, the previous character and whatnot, or the previous characters with Gas Arrow, but yeah, I would recommend playing Poison Concoction though, if you're, it's very strong for poisoning. But yeah, there's definitely maybe some stuff you can test, but it requires a lot of time. Like I said, I might try more stuff in the future with Hex Blast and poisoning, but as of now, I'm currently focusing on this character. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys and girls. Y'all have a good day. And take care and bye-bye. Ciao.